Well, the little whiny ass is at it again. He announced today that he's canceling Nancy Pelosi's foreign trip. That's the day after she told him he would have to delay his State of the Union address. Because, frankly, the State of the Union is pretty goddamn bad to begin with. But there he is again, this little shit, right? Now, all he did was say you can't fly in a military plane. Pelosi can go any place she wants to go. But that, and everybody knows that. But this shows you just the juvenile bullshit that comes out of a man 72 fucking years old. Wow. Anyway, he told her today that he was postponing, and this is the part, see, once again, Trump shoots off his fucking mouth. He doesn't care. It was an unannounced trip to Afghanistan, Belgium, and Egypt, which he called a 7-day excursion. And he's calling it off because of because now he said it's because of the government shutdown. It's in retribution for Pelosi taking away his television. And I'm sure Pelosi and the leading Democrats are just laughing their asses off over this one. But it was an unannounced trip. It was a trip that falls under the topic, I'm trying to think of a word, under the heading of, security, national security. You don't announce that you're going to send the Speaker of your House to Afghanistan for obvious reasons. In a letter to Pelosi, just like she sent him a letter, he had somebody write him a letter, probably a little Nazi Jew, Stephen Miller. But the letter said, in light of the 800,000 great American workers not receiving pay, I am sure that you would agree that postponing this public relations event is totally appropriate. Isn't he a petty little bastard? Doesn't it just send shivers up your back? Pelosi was planning to leave for Afghanistan this afternoon, according to a Democratic aide, but it was unclear whether her trip included the other destinations that Trump mentioned, Egypt and Belgium. Pelosi's aide spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss plans that had not been made public. Trump has yet to respond to the letter that Pelosi sent him as saying, you're not invited in my house. You can't come into the people's house. Fuck you. Trump did not explain what authority he has to cancel Pelosi's trip, but it probably would require the use of military aircraft controlled by his administration. He said Pelosi could fly commercial if she wanted to. What a little dick. Isn't he a dick? What a little dick. Trump said in his letter, quote, I also feel that during this period, it would be better if you were in Washington negotiating with me and joining the strong border security movement to end the shutdown. And then he concluded by saying, I look forward to seeing you soon, and even more forward to watching our open and dangerous southern border finally receive attention, funding, and security it so desperately deserves. What a little shit. Yes, Kathy?
Yeah, all I wanted to add before I forgot it, was just how amazing it is that we have a president so petty that his first thought in response to Nancy Pelosi's letter about the State of the Union and the practicality of it and how you really can't have it without, a functional government, was to go quid pro quo and just focus strictly on her rather than any focus on the American people who are suffering as a result of this government shutdown. I mean, it's just another, his first reaction is, how do I get her back? How do I hit back? How do I strike back? How do I win? I gotta win. I gotta win.
Well, I think it's even more.
He doesn't care if America wins. He has to win.
He's like a 6-year-old in a sandbox, And if Susie takes Bobby's toy to play with, then Bobby is probably going to pick up his handful of sand and throw it at Susie. I mean, it's just typical.
Yeah, well, if little Bobby was going to be the future Al Capone, then I think you've hit it on the head. But I think he's just such a thug, Yeah. You can't ignore the thuggishness.
That's true.
The striking back rather than negotiating. Is that his deal making?
Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.